When it comes to fragrances, I've scoured the planet. I have searched for the finest ingredients. And when it comes to this fragrance here, this perfumery excellence, I must talk to you about this. Stay tuned. Marvelous. Hey there, Panda Bear. My name's Joshua, and this is your channel, Scentsense. To all my loyal subscribers who continue to painstakingly join us for these fine cinematography events, appreciate you. And to all you new people, just treat this like this is Walmart and you're going in the checkout line and there's that crap on that aisle that no one really wants, but you just impulse buy it. Just impulse buy. Subscribe. Join! Today we'll be talking about yet again another fragrance from the house of Parums Vintage because they just keep making these great fragrances. The fragrance we're talking about is Sandal Amber. Okay, so disclaimer. I have been the biggest advocate of Parums Vintage to get new labels. Their labels were trash. It was this round sticker. I'm sure you've seen in other videos. They constantly creased. It looked like something that you would just stick on a 4-year-old shirt for doing a good job. It was just really crap. Guys, they really stepped it up. Check this out. I don't know if you can really get the full effect of how beautiful that is, but man, it is great. Another really cool thing about this fragrance is the color of the juice. It is just so beautiful. I mean, it's such a cool difference when it comes to the constant look and feel of other bottles from the fragrance line. This one really stands out in both presentation and in scent. So to knock this one out the park and get this out there first so you don't have to feel like you have to wait for it forever, this fragrance is their interpretation of Tom Ford's Amber Absolute. When it came to the original formulations of Amber Absolute, it was really, really strong, but it also had a really rough smell when it came to most people's opinions. So they kind of dulled it down a little bit and became more of a welcoming smell. And a lot of people just rejoiced about that, but at the end of the day, the performance wasn't quite there. What I think this fragrance set out to do, and I think it did pretty well, was capture the performance and the strength of the original fragrance, but without that off-putting, rough, sharp, almost animalistic smell that you got from the very first fragrance. Sandal Amber is currently available in a 50 milliliter bottle. I'll go ahead and place the price for it somewhere down here. This fragrance is pretty much spot on with what Amber Absolute does. No fragrance is exactly alike when it comes to another fragrance, especially when it comes to interpretations, but I find that the one thing I love about Parums Vintage is that what they do that I find not a lot of other people who do interpretations do. They find a way to just make the original better. It just feels like the people who used to maybe work for the original fragrance line go to Parums Vintage and say, look man, I'm just pissed off, so let me show you how this should have been made. Here's the batch that I made that they shot down. It's fantastic. And that's what I feel like you get with a lot of these sometimes. Sandal Amber is a slightly fluffy, slightly sweet, strong, resinous, deep fragrance that is definitely going to make you smell like $1,000,000 when it comes to the winter months. This is not something that I'm gonna be rocking mid-July in South Louisiana in 105-degree heat and the humidity, because I will choke out an entire stadium. I will have people running for the exits. If you live in a colder climate or a climate-controlled environment that you're constantly in that's constantly very cool, this will definitely get you noticed. It starts off really resinous and really strong, almost smells like church, old Catholic church, but you start to get that sweetness that ekes in, the darkness and the resinousness, and what almost smells like incense will kind of die down. The sweetness and the fluffiness will find its way up to the front, which is where you're going to get that amber, and it's going to be a very well blended fragrance. Now, I say well blended like I'm some kind of fragrant aficionado. Some people are gonna say, oh, look at these YouTube guys. They think they know how something's well blended. At the end of the day, if you can't sit there and constantly differentiate every single note, and if you can't find a way to say, man, there's too much of this or too much of that, and it smells like just this, I don't smell that, that's what I classify as well blended. So if you don't classify that as well blended, well then, you know what, you just look past this part of the video and move on. When it comes to application, guys, 2 sprays will save you the day. You don't need more than that. You spray more than that, you're just asking to push everyone 50 yards away from you. So if you're having a rough day and you just want to hide in a hole and you want everyone to leave you alone, spray like 5 or 6 sprays of this on yourself and everybody will leave you alone because they're like, man, he smells great, but I can smell him from a neighborhood down the street. Even though Tom Ford recently, I think, brought back Amber Absolute and a few other discontinued or vaulted fragrances, it's not often had by a lot of people, and a lot of people just don't want to pay the money it costs for that fragrance. As far as Parfum Vintage's prices, yes, compared to other interpretation or clone houses, they are quite pricey. But presentation, quality of the juice, quality of how long it lasts, and how close it is to the original, the price is definitely worth it. In some cases, such as Rush of the Unicorns, I definitely think it's better than the original. So if you're gonna sit there and say, oh, well, I can just go buy myself a 50 milliliter decant of Creed's Millisemen Burial, well then go ahead, do that. And it's just not gonna be as good as Rush of the Unicorns. And you can buy yourself a decant of Tom Ford's Amber Absolute. And if you have the reformulated version, in my personal opinion, it's not gonna be as good as this. As far as times to wear this, cold weather, dressed up, fancy time. Don't try to wear this to like a nightclub. Don't try to wear this to like some like hot date at some like beach party. Don't try to wear this if you're first meeting a girl. She's probably gonna think you're a little stuck up and probably feel like you're entirely too well-to-do. This is something you're gonna wear once you've been dating for a while and you wanna pull this out for a special occasion. This is a superb fragrance and I'm actually pleasantly surprised because honestly, usually when it comes to stuff like this, I'm like, I don't know. If you're interested in this fragrance or any of the fragrances from Parfums Vintage, go to parfumsvintage.com, check out their fragrances, and let them know I sent you. Again, in closing, I wish I could talk like those auto car commercials and be like MSRP, but I can't. So quickly, as fast as I possibly can. Sent to me for free, for review, didn't pay for it. All right, people, thank you so much for stopping by for another video. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day or whatever's left of your day or night, whatever time it is, where you are. I hope to see you again soon. Go ahead and click the bell because you know YouTube doesn't know how to make sure you see my videos by putting it in your feed. Sometimes people are missing them. That's what I've been hearing. Thank you again, and I'll smell you later. Peace!